Hello folks, I figured that now was a good time to do a quick update video. There's been a lot going on behind the scenes, culminating in some pretty major changes, but they're all good changes. They're ones that I think will be really great for both me personally and the channel. First of all, I wanted to start out by saying thank you to everyone watching. This channel has taken off in a way that I never really expected, and while we're still a growing channel, I'm amazed by how far it's already come, and that's entirely thanks to all of you. Secondly, I wanted to explain exactly where the channel is heading, which coincides with a major move coming up in my life. Part of the reason I went quiet for the last few weeks is because I've been overseas scouting out a new home, and I think I found it. That new home is Novi Sad in Serbia. I spent 2 weeks there and absolutely loved it, even if I did spend half the trip reenacting the authentic medieval campaigning experience with a nasty bout of dysentery. But Novi Sad is, well, I guess the best way that I could describe it is as one of Europe's hidden gems. There's great food, friendly people, and a very calm pace of life. It's a beautiful city that has a lot of history and is also very walkable. For that reason, I'm planning on picking up and moving from the US to Serbia sometime in the late winter, early spring timeframe. Of course, the big question is why, and as with any major move, it's very complicated, but the most basic reason is personal fulfillment. You see, I've always had two dreams. One is to share history from a veteran's perspective, and the other is publishing a novel. This YouTube channel fills that first dream, and I'm hoping that I've brought some new perspectives to some old history, and that you've enjoyed watching the videos as much as I enjoy making them. For example, I've really enjoyed the series on Joan of Arc. As a former grunt, I wanted to cover her because I think she's truly a unique commander in history. She lacked any formal training and often lacked strategic and tactical sense, and yet she was someone who was incredibly successful. And me personally, I believe that the reason she was successful is because she could inspire men to follow, fight, and die for her with a fervor that was virtually unmatched. Feel free to check that series out if you haven't already, but it's something that I really enjoyed making, and I think it's a newer or fresher take on an old story. Anyway, the upshot is that living in Europe will hopefully open a lot more doors to expand the channel and improve the quality of the content. Living in Serbia puts me much closer to the action, not just in terms of location, but also in terms of reenactment and living history groups. It's my sincere hope to partner with some of these groups eventually to bring better content, as well as highlight the incredible work that reenactors do to bring history to life. I also hope to bring more of my own footage from historical locations and events. In addition, early next year, once I'm settled in Serbia, I intend to launch a Patreon. The reason I haven't launched it earlier is in part because of this move. I knew that my time would be pretty limited, and I didn't want to ask people to pay for content that I couldn't likely provide. However, I am very excited to get this Patreon up and running. I look forward to covering topics that are a little bit too gritty or complex for the main YouTube channel, things like the psychology of warfare, infamous battles, and controversial commanders and events. But that's pretty much it for the channel updates. I think it's going to be a busy but very exciting future. Obviously, this all comes with a huge caveat in terms of my health holding up, but that caveat is really the same whether I'm in the US or Serbia, and ultimately, Serbia is a much more convenient base of operations for me than the US is, and hopefully that will allow me more leeway in working around my health issues. Oh, and as for my second dream, which was publishing a novel, I've actually made substantial progress on that as well. I'm currently deep into editing my first draft of a 150,000 word, low magic fantasy story that's inspired by the Renaissance and pike and shot warfare. Novi Sad's cafe culture seems like the perfect place to finish it and continue the series. As for the near future, my plan is to wrap up our series on Joan of Arc before the year is over. The Joan videos will also be interspersed with some more modern topics such as AI and modern warfare, and some videos on the American Civil War and the Plains Wars. But that's all for now. The next Joan video should be coming up within the next week or two, and again, I just want to take another moment to thank you for your support. I can't wait to see where the next year takes us.